right. Here I am. Well, I want to share a story first and foremost. But before I do, I want to thank Jerzy Rican that he was the one that encouraged me to basically uh, start this uh, podcast show. I guess you could call it. I don't know, but he encouraged me. Because I'm basically behind the scenes doing a lot of editing for different people. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna do it for myself. Now, this is new to me, so I gotta check into this stuff. But basically, what I want to do is, or what I'm gonna do is try this out from from the beginning, from now, right? How to do this podcast thing. So you see, you got the wall, you got this. Pretty sure I might need a mic and the whole shebang. You know what I mean? Like the whole anything that you see that other podcaster has. So hopefully I'll show whoever is out there that's trying to start a podcast, I can be the guide or or a help to new beginners. I am a new beginner. I don't know anything about this stuff. Like I don't know. I know little bits and pieces. But I would like to thank Yo Soy Yago, El Mundo de Yago. He's like my mentor when it comes to this. Also, the reason why I want to I got on here is because I do have a story. You know what I mean, and I want to give it to the young teenagers that are out there. So basically, look, I see a lot of things, and it's like a routine. It's the same routine that I've seen back then, and I see it now. But now it's like a little worse than it was back then. So my coming up, I've been there. If you want to talk about drug dealing, I've done that. Been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Gang banging, been there, done that. Stealing, robbing, been there, done that. I've done a lot of things. I mean, I even served a 17-year sentence at Northern State Prison in Newark, New Jersey. Actually, I was there. I served 17-year sentence, but I was in Northern State for about 14 years. And the other years I did them in Bordentown, Bayside, and then I went to the halfway house. But I caught a serious charge, for being and trying to protect my surroundings. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, everything backfired on me. So, but anyway, so my message to the young uh, women and men, because you got girls and guys out there, girls out there too. So, um, my message to you guys, um, the streets ain't nothing, man. It's everything. It's false. It's if you come to think about it, if you really come to think about it, it has no meaning. You know what I mean? To be out there and trying to impress and this person, that person, like you're basically out there trying to impress the wrong people, the wrong crowd. I mean, you're going out there hustling. I mean, it you don't need to. You get a job, start up. All right, so there's this thing, right? And I'm sorry, I'm going skipping and all that. Like I said, I'm new to this. There's this thing, fast money goes fast. Yes, you can get it, and wow, it's like but when you work hard for your money, it doesn't go as fast. because you're like, hold up, I got to save this money because if I spend it, it's going to go quick. You understand? So you save it, right? I'm gonna go by topic, the hustlers, right? You save your money, you work, you build your credit, you invest your money. You got a little money, you invest it on something. You know what I mean? Keep building your credit. Keep building your credit. Then you can buy yourself a house, buy yourself a car, get into some business, like some real money. Listen, if you go hustle, and whatever you do, hustle negatively, yes, it's good. Like I said, it's good. You can go everywhere, do whatever, buy cars and all this crazy stuff. But you will get caught because people gonna tell on you, and you're gonna end up in jail. And when you go to jail, bro, it's not nice. It's not pretty. You go through a phase in your life where once you come home or in the middle of the process of you being incarcerated, you're going to be like, damn, I should have just done this and that. So don't wait until that time comes. Like, don't avoid that. Avoid that at all costs. Just live your life, man. I see a lot of people out there, teenagers, doing things that is senseless. You know what I mean? Like you going showing the guns on TV, social medias, and flashing money. Like yo, you don't need to do all that. You don't. You don't need to have a gun. Instead of a gun, learn how to box. You know what I'm saying? Like learn how to box to defend yourself. If that's the case, if you want to be a killer, go in the ring and box. You know what I'm saying? At least you can make something out of yourself. But don't go out there flashing for what? That's it doesn't leave anything, man. Look at you can look at all the stories that's going on. People doing the wrong things, they end up either in jail or in the cemetery. We all know that. I don't need to say that, right? So let's try to switch your life. Like I know there's a lot of people that want to do that, but they stuck on a dark place and they want to get out. If you need that help, man, just look for it. You understand what I'm saying? Like look for it. If you involved in a gang or whatever, I'm gonna say it just like that. If you involved in a gang, because look, this is the thing. And when I was in Northern State, right, there was a lot of gang members there. I was around all of them. And look, just because I'm wearing the blue doesn't mean I'm crap. I just like the blue, all right, just in case. But anyway, um, I don't got nothing against the Crips or nothing like that. All right, so look, I was around a lot of gang members in prison that wanted to get out. Listen, the era when I was there, you could even look it up with I think there's a series, right, from Northern State Prison. I was there, not involved in that, but I was in there at that time. So that just to tell you how bad that place was. It was very bad. I mean, it was worse than being in the street. You know what I mean? But I seen that a lot of people wanted to get out from the gang life, and it's because they went through the stages. You understand? They went through the stages. They don't lost brothers, mothers, sisters. I mean, you name it, right? While they was incarcerated. Then they went through the stabbings, them getting stabbed, being betrayed, set up, and all that stuff. So it's like you don't need that. You don't need the that life. All right. Um, if you need the help, get the help. If you need to get out, get out. You don't need to impress your the, the person next to you. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're impressing them for what? What's the impression for? You know what I'm saying? It's like you buying all these like $200, $300 sneakers to impress people. Why you wasting your money on trying to impress somebody? You don't need that. Like just wear like regular stuff. You will be fly by not um impressing people. Just regular. You ain't gotta spend all this money. But anyway, listen, the gang life ain't what it is. Yeah, I know it's not what it is. Unless you're doing something positive. If you're in the crowd where you're doing positive things, then you know you do what you do. I'm not saying not to, and I'm saying do it. But if you do, stay to the positive. Don't get involved in nothing. Look, there's one person that I admire very much, and that is Snoop Dogg, from where he came from. He's like, yo, he's cool. You know what I mean? He learned his lesson. Um, came from the bottom. He up top. He helped a lot of people. He's still helping a lot of people. You know what I mean? He don't discriminate. That's one person that I really look up to. You know what I'm saying? It's out of the artists, because he's not just being, you know, stingy with his knowledge or what he knows. He put his 1, 2 senses in there. You know, but he's a good guy. But anyway, so the street life, I understand, but you don't need to be out there shooting people, robbing people. There's no reason for it. If you're out there hungry, and I understand, look, trust me, I understand. So the robbing part, I'm gonna tell you like this. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where it pushes to do certain things that we don't want to do. I understand it. But don't go there. Just all right, look, what I learned is that sometimes those things happen that you don't receive is because there's a blessing that's coming your way and it doesn't get there and you feel like it's the end of the world. But when you step out of line and go into action, you miss that blessing. The blessing comes, you like, oh man, I just missed the bus, basically, right? And that happened to me. And it happens to a lot of people. But that happened to me a lot of times. Where, for instance, my mother basically, and I'm gonna say it flat out, she was going through her things when I was a kid, and left me basically, right? Or I'm not gonna say left because I don't want to disrespect her, but she put me in a place with other family members, and then she was gone, right? And so I didn't get to see her 13 years later. So I will always pray to God, look up to the moon, and say like things like, I know the moon is touching her. You know what I mean? Like I know the moon know where she at. If only you can guide me to her. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that year that I committed my crime, I was very stressful because I didn't have my family around me, my brothers, my sisters, and my mother, my father. So that would kind of led me to do what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like I just bugged out and I did what I did. So that year when I was incarcerated, that's when my mother appeared, and I was like, "Look at this." You see, my mom, 13 years old, 6 years old, and she appeared with my brother. And I was like, "Wow." But what I'm trying to say is, look, a lot of us understand the anger when you're young, frustration, because there's either something missing in your life or something that happened to you that makes you question every day why. And you just like, you know what? Bump this. I'm just gonna join these people and I'm gonna feel complete. But little did you know that when you're around that, it's nothing but negativity, man. It's like you're trying to prove yourself that you're a man or a woman, right? Or reality, an arm or whatever. It doesn't make you a man. What makes you a man is being responsible, waking up and um, living out your goals every day. There's people that spend 10, 15, 20, 30 years to make it up top so they can be straight. That way they can break the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Because one day you're going to have kids and you're going to have to break that cycle for them, you know? And if you have kids, that's something you want to think about. Not just um, be out there in the street. Like the street ain't what it is, man. It's not what it is. Prison ain't. You don't want to go to prison. Listen, you got some COs up in there. Not even the COs. Let me tell you, you got some guys in there. They're gonna break you down. You're coming in tough and all that. They're gonna break you down. You'll be the toughest. Listen, I've seen the toughest of the toughest break down. They got parked. Like, yo, park that. Bring that over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's respect. You know what I'm saying? Cross that line, then you get dealt with. That's how prison is. Anywhere you go, you know, you come with that street stuff. That's what I'm saying. Don't wait to go to prison to change. All right, because it gets dark. You start losing your baby mama, your wife. Listen, you start losing everybody. Everybody, your friends that's in the street that you was a part of or whatever, they're not even going to be there for you. They're not going to write you. They might, let's say out of 20, you may get one for like a week or two, maybe a month if you're lucky. So don't give your life away for the streets, is all I'm saying. Hopefully I could do this. You see how I'm doing right now? Like, because it's late right now. It's a little late. And I'm exhausted from all the stuff I've done today. But hopefully, little by little, I'll break out of this thing because I'm not the type to be on here like that. But I challenge myself and I see Wallow, how he did it. He came home and started grinding, and I've been home. And I'm like, he just got home. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing wonderful things. So I'm trying to break out of that shell, you know, because I was taught that to be quiet, not quiet, but like on point. You know what I'm saying? On point where Just all I'm doing is being observant and not be expressive. Only express when the time is needed. If y'all understand, I'm pretty sure y'all do. The ones that have been locked up, I'm pretty sure y'all y'all know what I mean about that. But I gotta break out of that shell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do it. Thanks to Wallow too, because Wallow, he gives a lot of energy that I like. Um, well, I'm gonna end it right here. Now I gotta figure out how to shut this thing off. But anyway, last thing I'm gonna say, get to it, man. Learn something, man. Listen, came home not knowing how to put brakes on a car. YouTube, man, just watching the videos, looking at, you know what I mean? And I got the brakes fixed, you know, little things like that. And I just put my my other car, that was my truck. My other car, I fixed something on it, but I got it fixed. I didn't have to go pay out of my pocket to go have a mechanic fix it, right? Just learn, man. You could learn things, learn business, learn stocks. You want to learn that. Get out the streets, man. The streets, the gun ain't what it is, man. The guns is not what it is. You don't have an enemy. Don't listen. Let me tell you something. You think you have an enemy that you want to do what it do. If you look in the mirror, the enemy is you, nobody else. Like I got some knowledge for you, man. The enemy. Look in the mirror. That's all you got to do. That's your enemy, and you got to switch that. It ain't the person. It ain't because you could change all that. Either you could change it or it's gonna change you. So start doing that. Anyway, shout out to everybody that's watching. If anybody's watching, I don't know. But like, share, subscribe. I guess I'll start with that. Well, end it with that. And now I'm gonna try to figure out how to shut this thing off. Okay, so I got it. God bless.